Motorcycles are a big part of my life, and I've owned many different kinds and brands of bikes over the years. If it has two wheels and a motor, chances are I love it. However, my favorite are dual sport or adventure bikes. There is nothing that compares with exploring forgotten roads and trails on the back of a motorcycle, especially with my brother Tom, another lifelong rider. My name's Joe, and this is one of our adventures. Saturday, May 22nd. Today would be the highlight ride of the trip. The Applegate Trail is part of the route many settlers took back in the mid-1800s to reach Oregon. Along the trail, there are occasional markers noting some of the history and trials the settlers faced. We followed the Applegate Trail from camp and crossed 50 miles of desert to get to the start of our objective, the Black Rock Desert. From there, we crossed the Black Rock Playa and rode along the eastern edge of the valley to the north end of the Black Rock, where it turns into High Rock Canyon. Continuing to follow the Applegate Trail, we climbed up through High Rock Canyon, went over the pass and down the other side, winding up in Cedarville, California. All in all, we would be riding about 185 miles. What took the settlers many weeks, we would do in one very long day.
All right, getting ready to do the long ride today.
All right. We say our goodbyes to Dad and get ready to roll. Unlike yesterday's short drive, today he would have a long haul up to Cedarville.
Getting ready to leave Camp Imlay. I gotta turn my cycle computer on and my ABS off.
And that became my mantra every time I started up my bike. I like the Husky, but I don't like the ABS when riding dirt. I really need to permanently disable it one of these days.
You gonna ride your bike up there?
We came across our first Applegate Trail marker just out of camp.
Number one. Okay, here we go. Wow, that looks pretty wet up there, but I'm thinking it's gonna clear out by the time we get there.
I had to make a quick stop for navigation purposes.
Anyway, we're about to get off the main road on the Applegate Trail. It's a little weird weather, kind of snowy, rainy. Yeah, I'm talking to Kim.
Yep, I figured.
Off we go. Oh, look, we've gone 14 miles, so we only have 176 left.
Yep. 16 miles to our next waypoint. Somewhere along the Applegate Trail.
It had been raining steadily most of the night, causing the roads to be a bit mushy, and now it was snowing on us again. We were currently riding at about 4,400 feet in elevation.
See, with my visor down and with it up, so stings my eyes. Oh, that's slick even for me.
We would be climbing up to 5,700 feet before dropping down into the Black Rock Playa, and we would reach over 6,000 feet climbing over the pass beyond High Rock Canyon. Needless to say, we were a bit concerned, but we're both crazy enough not to let it stop us from trying. Kids, don't try this at home. We're what you call professional idiots. It just doesn't get much better than this. Dirt roads over rolling hills, wide open landscape, my brother and I on motorcycles. Life is good. I mean, it could be a bit warmer, I suppose. By about 8 o'clock, the rain had eased up a bit and we started to warm up. We got to see some Mustangs just as crazy as us running through the rain in the desert.
We got some Mustangs crossing right in front of us. Look at them go. Pretty. It's a stampede.
Not too long after crossing through the gate, we found ourselves riding in a wash filled with pea gravel. Better than riding in sand, but only slightly. Sometimes you just know there's going to be a breathtaking view at the top of the hill. And sometimes it's just more hill.
Although I'm guessing that if this is the Black Rock out there, we're heading right into where it's raining out there.
The weather sure wasn't looking good for us. It had been so long since we'd seen sunshine, we were starting to forget what it looked like. We stopped to read another trail marker and ran into a fellow adventurer out in the middle of nowhere. A quick greeting and back on the road. It sure makes me wonder what the settlers thought, looking out over the wide expanse of sagebrush they had to cross. One of the few cons about riding in the desert is the lack of shade from trees. Not something we had to worry about on this trip. After riding many miles across a very flat valley, the hills on the other side came into view.
It's made out of railroad ties.
Right at the foot of the hills, we came across railroad tracks and the site of the former town of Sulphur.
Is there any, let's see what this, I want to see what this sign over there says. It says what this old building is. The town of Sulphur.
According to the sign, the area was first used by miners in the nearby sulfur mines starting in 1875. Somewhere around 1906 and 1909, the Western Pacific Railroad built the first permanent structures, a station and water tank. A post office, general store, and hotel were established in 1910. A school also opened that year and remained active until the 1960s. The oldest one-room schoolhouse in Nevada. After the railroad closed the station in 1952, the town started to decline, and by 1970 it was largely abandoned.
Town of Sulphur, mining sulfur. How many people lived there back in the day?
According to the Black Rock Explorer Society website, in 1920 the population of Sulphur was about 62. By 1930, it had dropped to 40.
I see a few more other buildings that are non-existent anymore.
Looking around now, the only thing remaining is one structure, constructed with railroad ties, still standing, a few flattened structures, and about 1 million tin cans scattered around. Since we had a long day ahead of us, we didn't spend much time exploring the old town. We headed on down the road, paralleling the railroad tracks. Feeling fortunate the rain had stopped and the road wasn't a muddy mess, we didn't complain too much about how rutted and bumpy it was. Although, when we found an opportunity for a smoother ride where we could ride faster, we took it.
The road off to the right over there, I wonder if it's any better. There we go. Let's try it here. Somebody else tried it too. Oh yeah, look at that freeway.
Splitting off from the railroad tracks on a road heading straight toward the Black Rock, we came across the next marker indicating we were still following the Applegate Trail.
Okay, here we go on entering the Black Rock Desert, I guess here pretty quick. And along the Applegate Trail.
Anticipation grew as we could see Black Rock Point out across the valley. Neither of us had been to the Black Rock since we were kids, so we were eager to experience it again.
Hey, way off in the distance, I see our road. That looks like a divot.
After 3 hours of riding, we finally reached the edge of the Black Rock Desert at about 9:30 a.m. We looked out across the vast playa and forged ahead.